All right, welcome, kings and queens. We are back and we are talking love and marriage, Huntsville. What did you think about Saturday's episode? Did it do what you needed it to do? Are y'all still pushing forward with the blackout? Where are we with this love and marriage, Huntsville saga? There's just so much going on, I think, when it comes to the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville. But before I jump in with my review, I just want to get a pulse check to see where you all are with it. I know there's a few petitions going around. Own, what the hell are you doing, Own? Own, who's in charge? Who are your digital content managers? Because that was in poor taste. That tweet that was tweeted out on Twitter. Because Own, low-key, y'all are promoting harassment. Y'all are promoting aggression against women. You really are. And I don't know if it's because it's a black woman that it doesn't matter to you, but you've taken a strong stance against women, Own. And you keep pushing the narrative. You keep taking this man on tour and really rewarding bad behavior when it comes to Martell Holt. But I'm going to save that for later because I feel like I have to break this episode down into 3 different reviews. I gave you one a few days ago regarding the skating party. This is number 2. Okay. And then I'm going to follow up with another one in a day or so. That'll be review number 3 based off of Saturday's episode. Y'all following me? All right. So listen, Stormy. Oh, Stormy, you having a bad day. You are having a bad day today. Stormy, really? Why did you even click go live? You should have let that one ride, player. You should have let that one ride, Stormy. And that's what I mean when I say I don't really agree that a lot of these people should be on reality television because you're not showing yourselves as proper business people. And I get it. I get it. You feel like you can do and say what you want, but you can't. Stormy, when you have these major contracts with these big retailers, you cannot say that you're going to whoop her MF and You cannot say that's how people get pow-pow. Stormy, people are watching. Retailers are watching. They expect that you're well equipped to be able to handle anything that comes your way because they feel like as a business person and they feel like as a reality persona, you got it. A few months ago, Stormy, you had another bad day and you posted on social media about your mental well-being. I did an entire video and I said, you may want to rethink this. And I just be trying to look out for folks. You know, I'll come with the tough reviews, but I kind of know what I'm talking about, and I don't think you're cut out for this. I don't think this is the type of energy that you want. This is the type of engagement that you want and or need. Stormy, you have a lot on your plate right now, and you're really gonna have to rethink this and prioritize what's important. I'll talk about that in a bit. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
All right, baby. Let's get this party started. Stormy, I'm going to come out the gate with you. And boy, I had a whole lashing, a verbal lashing prepared for you today, Stormy. But you're having a bad day. So I'm going to reel it in. I'm going to reel it in, and I'm just going to talk, Stormy. And I'm going to do my best to give you some grace today because you really put yourself in the line of fire. But let's get this recap going. So Saturday's episode, the scene starts off with Stormy setting up a meeting with her warehouse employees. She got the meeting started off by sharing with the employees, you know, y'all know I hate having meetings, and it's been quite some time since we've had a meeting. Stormy, that's the problem. That's the problem. It's been too long. You should be having meetings on a regular. Okay? Had you been having those meetings regularly with your employees, you would have caught that deficit. You would have caught that deficit that you ran up before you hit that 4,000 to 5,000 mark. Now you find yourself in a position of 4,000 to 5,000 orders being delayed. Stormy, I don't give a damn if you have one person in your warehouse. It ain't no excuse. You can't put that on your cousin. You cannot put that on those warehouse employees. That is your responsibility. You are 1,000% responsible for failing your customers. Okay? If ain't nobody else gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you. That ain't got nothing to do with them and has everything to do with you. And we're not talking about being delayed 30 days, 40 days, 5 to 6 days. We're talking about 3 to 6 months delay. That's horrible, Stormy. And I'm putting all shade aside because I told you I'm going to try to take it easy on you. But I'm going to give it to you straight. You have failed yourself miserably. And obviously, if the truth be told, you've taken on way more than you can handle. You are being grossly negligent with the opportunity that God has presented to you. As a result, there's not really much that I can say. There's not really much that can come from this except destruction. And here's why. You cannot take from people money and don't give them anything in return, Stormy. There has to be a spiritual price to pay for that. You took stuff from people and you gave them nothing. That is called a money grab, my friend. You have taken money from people and they're still waiting on their products. And you continue. You know what's crazy? It sounds like you're continuing. Actually, it doesn't sound like. I think your website is still up. You are still continuing to take orders. You are still taking orders. Shut it down, sweetheart. And in that same scene, you mentioned that you have just accepted a retail order in the amount of 20,000 units. Stormy, something is going to have to give. I think you're going to force your own hand if you're not careful. If you combine those 20,000 units with being behind 4,000 to 5,000 orders, you are going nowhere fast. And that's not cool. Oftentimes as Black people, you know, we pump out the message, support Black businesses, support Black owned. No, ma'am. You don't get support because of the color of your skin. You get support because you do business well with your consumers. Okay? I am not supporting any businesses that are undeveloped and that operate dishonestly. It's not fair to us as consumers, and it's not fair for us to continue to reward your bad behavior by basically lending you our money so that you can get caught up on your inventory, your supply. Stormy, don't you accept not another order if you're smart. I mean, not a one. Prioritize that $20,000 unit that you committed to with that retailer. And once you get out of that, you really need to fix and make it right with those 4,000 to 5,000 orders that you're behind on. And people don't want no damn discount, girl. Don't nobody want no damn 20% off when it's been 4 to 5 months since they paid you. We want our damn money back. That's it. Point blank, period. And either you're going to have to give it to them for free or issue a full refund, because at this point, we're talking negligence. Okay? We are talking negligence. All right, so the meeting continued. And in the meeting with her employees, Stormy Stormy basically opened up the floor. She and Courtney opened up the floor for the employees to be able to give them feedback in real time. Stormy, I am shocked. You and Courtney did not listen to not one piece of advice, and they gave you some very valuable feedback as employees. These are your boots on the ground, these warehouse workers. They know better than you about the operations, your gaps, your flaws, and your opportunities. And at this point, you do not need to be trying to ship out your own merchandise because you have proven to be ineffective when it comes to handling the amount of volume that's coming in, okay, versus what you are able to ship back out. And when I say volume, I'm talking about the orders. So right now, maybe you need to consider, and I'm giving you some real good gems, maybe you should consider partnering with a third-party vendor at this point. But this is what happens when you're so busy watching other folks, watching Melody, instead of watching your merchandise, baby, and keeping your eyes on your own business. Hence, stay in your lane, because you sat on that internet all day a few months ago with your mom, and y'all were throwing slugs at Melody. But look at here. Come to find out, you weren't even tending to your own business. And as a result, shit fell apart right before your eyes, girl. Okay? Let's get back to this meeting. So the first thing she said is, we haven't had a meeting in a while. That's horrible, Stormy, because even if you're not comfortable having meetings, you should have a shift leader, someone who has a background in warehouse production and someone that can run your shit for you. And if you were smart, here I am, giving gems. Honey, if you were smart, you would take your behind down to the nearest Amazon distribution center, park across the street, and when they're done with their shift and they start coming out, because they have rotating shifts, they work around the clock. If you understand anything about Amazon's business model, and then you ask them, hey, who is your team lead? You go, you find yourself a good team lead because they have extensive experience in warehouse production. I'm talking scanning, packaging, and they are trained to do it in a particular amount of time, okay? They are used to pumping out high volumes of orders, and they do it well. They do it with structure, they do it with a rapid cadence, and they're fast. And then you recruit them and you bring them over to your warehouse and you pay them well, and I mean well. And I'm not talking about no damn $15 an hour. At this point, you should not be offering anything less than $30 an hour if you were smart. Okay? Now, let me get to the psychological piece, y'all. But what are your thoughts so far? Were you shocked to hear that Stormy has been negligent in her business, in her relationship with her consumers? Stormy, I think that's against the law, what you're doing. But let me get back to the psychological part. When Stormy said, I don't like having meetings and it's been a while, the first thing I thought is avoidance. Yeah, it's hard to look at your mistakes. Okay? It's hard to look your mistakes in the face. So therefore, you avoid going there to have those meetings because then you would have to face the truth. And the truth of the matter is, if we're going to keep it real, you're failing. You're failing. And I know it's cute. You can get on interviews and dress it up, but you're failing, sweetie. It shows in your data. It shows in your output. You are failing miserably. Okay? You're underwater. And that's all it is. That's the fact of the matter. And all of your employees were looking at you like you were a foreign object. Okay? So there's a complete disconnect between you and your employees. They're looking at you like, what the hell are you doing here today? Y'all, look at how they're looking at her. Okay? This means that this organization, your business, Canvas Beauty, has been run without structure, leadership, and guidance. and you open up the floor and you ask them for feedback. But before they could get anything off, Courtney, you wrong as hell. Courtney says, if you don't like it, you can leave. Courtney, let me tell you something. You're going to have to put all that aside. Don't ever threaten your employees like that, especially when you have a skeleton crew. You only have a handful of employees, and they can sabotage your entire operation. And you would be left literally to your own demise. That's not how you run a successful organization with fear-based leadership. It's ghetto, it's wrong, it's backwards, it's old school, and it's not effective. Okay? People tend to resent you when you come in like that. I'm still speechless that this girl says that she is behind $4,000 to $5,000. I mean, 4,000 to 5,000 orders. Ma'am, at this point, Stormy, the Better Business Bureau is going to shut you down. Why are you still taking orders when you have not pumped out the 4 to 5 that you've taken money from? You've taken that money away from those consumers. I'm speechless. At this point, Stormy, they wouldn't be wrong if they called you a crook. You cannot take people's money and not give them a product. That's called fraud. That's called a money grab. That's called scamming. Sweetheart, there's no way around that. No way around that. Now let's talk about the feedback that her employees gave her directly on camera on national television. See, that's why you should not have listened to Miss Betty. Damn, you let your mama mess up a really good relationship that could have been. Because I think Melody really, really was genuine and sincere about you. But you know what? Go ahead on. Listen to Miss Betty. But let's get back to this meeting. So, Roger, they asked the employees, what are your thoughts? Roger, he's the middle-aged white guy. He told her, we need more labels. We don't have enough labels. Stormy, how do you not have paper to print your labels? Y'all, I cannot make this stuff up. And your remedy was to have Roger let you know when you were getting low. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Miss Pam. No, ma'am, sweetheart. You've got to start counting your inventory. Stormy, do you not do a monthly? Is it monthly, y'all? Monthly inventory count? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Okay. So JR was asked for his feedback, and JR is her cousin. And he told you, we're short-staffed. We need more hands on deck. We're operating on a lean crew. You need more help. I need more help. I have to spread myself thin in this warehouse, and sometimes I can't even complete one task because I'm having to stop and go help somebody else with another task. As a result, I get reprimanded by your husband. Stormy's rebuttal is that as a team, we are not operating at max capacity. Honey, Stormy, sit down. Let me tell you something. You'll never operate at your max capacity because you are underdeveloped as a business owner. You are not a warehouse shmee. You don't take your cousin and them and plop them in a warehouse and think you are going to have a successful business. And that's why you are failing, because it's called inexperience. They don't have the warehouse experience, but they're doing the best that they can. You don't even have a sustainable business model. You don't have the number of belly buttons that it would take to be able to pump those orders out. That is not their fault. That is your fault as a business owner. You took no accountability, none whatsoever. nor did you acknowledge their feedback and give them a contingency plan about the next best steps that you will be taking as the CEO of your business moving forward. Y'all, can I make this up? Y'all saw it. Let's go on. But then you call the boy, the young man, into the office, and you fired him, allegedly. Now, at this point, everybody feel like that's cap. JR, I need you to hit me up in my DMs. Are you fired or are you not fired? JR, I need to know. Okay? Now, she told him that he's too late to work. She's firing him because the time that he arrives to work. He gets a 5-minute, he's supposed to be there at 8 a.m. She gives a 5-minute grace period. He gets there between 8:08 and 8:10 a.m. Stormy, girl, sit your ass down somewhere. Okay? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You are behind. You are in arrears, 4,000 to 5,000 orders, and you fire him because he's 3 to 5 minutes late after the grace period? But he's been there with you since day one? Girl, that's a disgrace. I really hope these retailers do not see this on television. I hope they did not hear you wilding out and cursing people out. Lord have mercy. Because they just may pull those contracts. It's really bad business. And on top of that, you admitted on national television that you're behind and did not deliver on 4,000 to 5,000 orders. Woo! All right. But I guess this is the black excellence that Carlos King was talking about. Let's move on. Yes, indeed. Congratulations. Yes, Melody. That's how you kick open the effing door. That's how you can show a nigga better than you can tell him. Congratulations to you, Melody Cherie. Girl, you are the epitome of bounce back. Girl, you are the epitome of black excellence. Have a seat, girl, while I give you your damn flowers. Girl, you are the epitome of watch me whip. And watch me nay-nay. And watch me whip, whip. And watch me nay-nay. All that. Girl, you are the epitome of a strong black woman. Girl on fire. All of those wonderful things that women all around the world can attest to. When we think about excellence, bossing up, legacy, you did that. Congratulations to Melody Cherie for hitting $1 million in sales for her 7th Avenue Beauty skincare line. Melody, I see why OWN chose to move forward with your idea of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't give a damn who tweaked it. It's your recipe, baby. It's your recipe. And let me tell you something. Whatever you decide to do, we gonna follow you. Whether you decide to stay or go, honey. If you stay, we stay. If you go, we go. Because we gonna follow the black excellence. We gonna follow the success. And that you are. That you are. And that's why we initially tuned into this show from day one. Because we needed this in black households. We needed this coming across our screen. Let me get off my pulpit. Melody, you have such a beautiful team. You have such a beautiful team. Girl, let me tell you something. I was watching your episode and I wanted more. Not only did I want more, my members wanted more, the palace wanted more. We talked about it. We wanted more. We did not want your scene to end. I could feel that positive energy radiating through the screen. And I could feel the confidence coming through that conference room and the energy and the force of your team behind you. Everybody at that table deserved to be there. You hear me? They were all happy for you. Because, honey, I was checking smiles. I was looking at the eyeballs. Because, you know, they say the eyes are the windows to the... What is the eyes are the windows to the soul. Everybody in that room is genuinely happy to be there. You have a phenomenal team. And I don't know, for some reason, my spirit kept going to the lady in the green with the blonde hair. I have a feeling she is a worker bee and she gets the job done internationally. Yes. Congratulations to you, Melody. And this was so refreshing to see you handle your motherfucking business on the television screen. Finally, it has happened to me right in front of my face. You deserve it, sister. You deserve it. Stay focused. Keep going. It took how many years for Carlos King just to give us a snippet of who you are and what you do? Carlos, what's your problem? Is it because the other casts are not up to par that you were intentionally holding Melody back and not giving us full access to what this girl was doing and the type of operation that she has? Is it because other people are in arrears, 4,000 to 5,000 orders, and other people are going through lawsuits for not delivering? It seems like people have a problem delivering on this show, including you, Carlos King. Because we should have seen this a long time ago, but that's okay. Now we know. Now we know. Melody, you have inspired me all the way down to the core. And from one woman to the other, I appreciate everything you do, Queen. I appreciate that push through spirit. I appreciate that push through campaign. And honey, I am going to start pushing through. We are going to start pushing through. What are y'all pushing through in the chat? Drop it in the chat. What's something you need to push through on after watching this episode that you feel compelled? You know what? Let me get off my butt and let me put the right energy behind this. Okay? This is only the beginning for you, Melody. Carlos King, stop playing with us. Stop playing with us and start showing us more of what Melody does behind the scenes by way of business. We need more of Melody on the screen like this. This is how you show Black excellence. You don't make up shit. She ain't brought in nobody else begging anybody else to get behind her, to collaborate with her. This girl is a force to be reckoned with. Okay? She's not in arrears. And the Better Business Bureau is not coming after her. She's not faking her lifestyle. This is real, tangible evidence of what this lady has done, is doing, and continues to do. And for the record, with that phenomenal ass team, Melody, we didn't know you had it like that. Now, let me call out the names that was at that table. We had Obia Iwa was at the table. That's the Black female chemist. I love it. She is responsible for the ingredients. Yes, the recipe of 7th Avenue Beauty. Heather Malloy Davis, publicist, was at the table. CEO of Indigo Station. Yvonne Forbes, the lady in green. And I'm talking about Dollar Green, international publicist, at the table. Mark Buddington, producer director. Oh, Carlos, you didn't want us to see another producer and or director, did you? Mark, I want to see more of you in action. I would love to see more of Mark on the show. Melody, this was so phenomenal and so freaking beautiful. I really want to end my review right now because this is so positive. Oh my God. Coleslaw, are your eyes open? Because you bragged about telling Martell to tell that bee to change the name of her skincare company from Embrace, and you forced her to name it something else. Well, thank God that you did. And thank God that he used you as her footstool. Okay? Thank you for your service. She's seen over 1 million in profits. Take credit for that, sweetheart. Good call, Coleslaw. Good call. Unfortunately, y'all, we have to transition to Letitia Marceau Scott. I know. I ain't gonna be long. I'm ready to wrap it up. I'm not gonna say much because ain't shit changed with Letitia and Marceau. They still out here begging for money, trying to hit a quick lick to pay these folks off that they owe multi-million-dollar lawsuits that they're engaged in. Okay. You mean to tell me you profited and made 17 million before, but you can't do it again to run these people their money? So now you're out looking for collaborations. And in the words of Letitia Scott, when people see that we can deliver, then they'll want to get behind us. Get behind you for what? You say you the boss. You say you brought in millions. You found Scholz, however you say it, in shambles. And you single-handedly flipped that thing upside down, girl, and made it a multi-million-dollar construction company. And you mean to tell me you can't do it again and you need folks to get behind you? Girl, quit playing with us, Letitia. You better go do what you did the last time and get that million flowing back. Come on, girl. But anywho, Letitia ain't made no millions for nobody. I was being sarcastic. So, you know, they met with Maurice, and, you know, Marceau said he ain't paying nobody nothing. We know. And that's why you're in the position that you are in, because you didn't pay them people. You didn't do that work that you were supposed to do, allegedly. We know. And keep operating like that. You're going to find yourself in a pickle. So I want to talk a little bit about this foundation that Letitia and Marceau have. It's the Letitia and Marceau Foundation. And a couple of days ago, Letitia went live because she announced that this is something that they normally do. I think the Marceau and Letitia Scott Foundation. And she said annually they raise money for children to have a home. Well, annually, because according to the documents, you established this nonprofit corporation in 2021. So I think you're being a bit misleading. This isn't something you're doing annually. I think this is your first annual, what is it called? You're trying to get donors to give you money. You're trying to raise money, but this is your first year, if I'm correct. So that's a bit misleading, Letitia. And if you're going to establish good, healthy business practices, you may want to come out the gate with telling the truth. People don't mind helping folks, but you got to get out. Y'all got to stop all that lying. Okay. You and Marceau. So Letitia has herself listed as a director, as well as another woman listed as a director. And it looked like a gentleman. Now, that doesn't mean anything if you understand how nonprofits work. That's just something that you need to get on paper. However, I'm a bit confused because your address that you use as the principal address is the same address as your nightclub, Black. Now, how in the hell you gonna feed the homeless and the kids out of Black? See, you see what I'm saying? Y'all got to get right. Y'all got to do better, Letitia. You cannot use a nightclub. I told you, they love that nightclub. And Carla, what are y'all doing? Y'all got to stop with these fake storylines. They love that nightclub so much so that they didn't put the damn nonprofit in there. Okay, they're supposed to be feeding the hungry kids and giving the kids a place to stay. But you running it out of that damn bar. Make it make sense. Carlos, is this what we're doing? Make it make sense. Yeah. So basically, Letitia and Marceau have started a foundation. It's actually domestic nonprofit that they have registered. I don't know what they're going to do with the money. I know they're asking y'all for $150,000. If I didn't know any better, I would say you're trying to come up off of us. And in the words of Marceau, yeah, we're using you. Basically, we're using you.